Good morning, everybody. Cheers. Yum. How you all doing? Hope everyone is well. Is my audio okay? Ooh, might be a bit hot. Different microphone. So let me know if the audio is good. Also a different camera. We'll go into that another day. Audio is good? Excellent. Wow, Matt's up early twice in a row. Wow. 5x5. Video's looking a bit blue. A bit cold, but... And my camera controller... Oh, it's working now. Okay, hold on. I need to fix my logo cam. It's been crashing on me, but... Okay, maybe I fixed my logo as well. Amazing. It's a bit blue. Too many moderators. There are a lot of moderators. I should really go through and clean all that up. There are moderators that don't even come on the stream anymore. So, I got myself a new webcam. Yeah. And apart from the color out of it, which is a bit, I don't know, it's kind of like a cold. Like I've tried making it warmer, but other than that, it's pretty amazing. I got to say, I'm currently using it 1080p, but it's a 4K webcam, and it's a fancy AI webcam. Yeah. So I only got it yesterday. I've been waiting 2 weeks for it to arrive by FedEx. Weird. Anyway, and I can talk more about it later. So how's everyone doing? We had a 45-degree day here yesterday. 45 degrees. It was stinking hot. I've got my aircon on. It's been on full all morning. It got so hot in here, it was just unbearable. But I had to stick around. I had 5 courier deliveries yesterday. 2 pickups and 3 deliveries yesterday. So, yeah, I had to stick around, and it was terrible. So, terrible night's sleep. Must have myself spent 2 days working on a sensor code with no luck because I forgot a ground wire on the sensor carrier I made. Whoops. I've done stuff like that. We've all done stuff like that. AJ, what? You've got no aircon? How can you live in Australia and have no aircon? Are you... sorry, that's... mind blown. It's man's best invention. Other than Claude. That's a bad joke. Aircon, it's mandatory. It's better than the wheel. Snoozy is watching from the morning train. Hope you're not snoozing on the morning train. Just passing Moorabbin Station. Who is Snoozy? Is Snoozy new? Is Snoozy someone different? I'm waving to Moorabbin Station. Yeah, it was a sweltering. We had some muggy days leading up to yesterday, but yesterday was just unbearable. Thankfully, the power grid didn't go out with everyone blasting their air conditioners, except for AJ. And so we survived. But Ian, hello, Ian. How are you? Graham was the first one in this morning. Wow. So we're going to do some more KICADing today. Another painful layout. I have not resolved the tiny C5 layout. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go to 6 layers to solve it. And I'm almost at that point with another board, and I'm going to have to do it with an alternate of this other board. I'll show. Don't worry, it'll all make sense shortly. So yeah, I might just have to do the whole 6 layer thing and just deal with it, accept the extra costs and deal with it from now on. Minus 4 degrees in Florida. Yeah, that's just yuck. I bought a bunch of your tiny pickers a few years ago and made some custom watches. Awesome. That's really cool. And you lurk now and then. Well, you're always welcome to lurk. That's fine. Thanks for jumping into the chat and saying hi. Okay. Well, looks like it's going to be a small crowd today. That's okay, unless people are just still rocking up. Maybe notifications haven't gone out. I don't know. So, I have been working on another edge board. I've actually got a few edge boards in various states of development. Just never got onto pushing them further. So this particular edge board is an ESP32 C61. So I was waiting for the C61 to come out, which is basically the C6, but with PSRAM and some fixes, some internal fixes. And so for those that aren't aware, this is my Edge S3D. Now, is that going to focus? Kind of. It's obviously my face is in the way. Anyway, that's my Edge 3D. It's a M.2. It's not M.2 compatible, but it's an M.2 style connector on the board. So it's a reusable board. And my plan was always to just make a range of them. This is the ESP32 S3, 8 mega flash and 2 mega PSRAM. But I never got around to making more of them, and I've got back onto that for a bit. And I've now found myself in the same problem, almost in the same problem as a tiny C5. And well, and this is going to be the easier of the two to put on. So the biggest issue here is I've got the C61 here, which is fine, but I want to use the version that's got PSRAM in it. It's got 2 mega PSRAM. And so to do that, I need external flash. And this is the smallest flash chip that you can get. It's an 8 megabyte flash chip. Well, that's not true. There might be a BGA version, but we're not going there. Cover my face when presenting. Yeah, it's camera's in a different position to my other one, my previous one. So yeah, it's got to work it all out. So I need to squeeze that on, and then I've also got, so my Edge S3 has an 8-port I/O expander on it, just to add an extra 8 I/O to the headers on the bottom, because there's obviously a lot of pins on the bottom. I wanted to populate as many as possible, and the board itself uses quite a few native I/O for various things, so I wanted to add more. So, but on the C61, because there's so much less I/O than on the S3, like half, I put a 16-port I/O expander instead. But that 16-port I/O expander has made it quite difficult. Why is that not snapping? KiCad, what are you doing? KiCad just does some weird things with traces now. So I thought I'd put a 16-port expander, right? So as you can see, I've got front and back. But of course, that takes up heaps more room. So I'm struggling to get this board routed. It's not fully routed yet. And I've got a capacitor sitting over on the side here, which isn't great. I'm missing I don't have a 3D model. Yeah, it's 907. 907, which is better than 906 and 905 with traces and other issues, but still does some wonky things. I don't know why. So forgetting about the RF stuff at the top, which I haven't really properly laid out yet, it's pretty packed board. If you consider that the whole thing is only 22 millimeters wide. I don't have a cold, but it's a new camera and microphone, so it's going to sound a bit different. Hello, Dishipu. It's an ooh. That sure says it's an ooh camera and mic. So it's a pretty small board, and as you can see, I've got not a lot of space for routing. It's good I don't have a cold. No, I don't have a cold. 45 degrees yesterday. Definitely not a cold. So, I've got two traces here, IO5 and 6, that I haven't been able to route around yet to the bottom. They need to get down to here and here. I've got here and here. This is the switch for the RF, which I haven't been able to get out yet. And this is the interrupt pin for the I/O expander, which I haven't been able to get out. So I don't know if I'm going to get them out at all. I have a 3v3 pin here that I need to stick this capacitor next to, but I'm pretty sure I can't stick it on top of the chip, and I can't get to it. So there's a few issues with the board, and so I mentioned shenanigans for this stream. I've got myself a bag of shenanigans. I've dug myself into a hole with the size of this board. The fact that I could get the S3, the Edge S3 fitting into this board is great, but I've dug myself a hole in its size, and I can make it longer, but my carrier board, the example board, it's a reference board, but I also sell them. Maybe, yep. Is it's only got the one hole for mounting, and a longer board would require a second hole, which I can do that. I can make this board longer, and I can come up with two different mounting positions, and I kind of have to anyway. And I'll show you why. So let me just save this for a second. What just happened? I must have hit a key combination on OBS. So I'll show you. Let's move this over here. Open. I'll show you why I need to make the board longer. Dun, dun, dun. Because if I'm going to fit a P4 on it, I'm going to need a much longer board. So this board is 24 millimeters high. And I'm still assuming I'm going to be able to fit this in. So I have to somehow route all of these pins. So there's no RF on the P4. And I don't have enough room to stick anything with like a coprocessor. Not on this. But my aim is to squeeze this as much as I can. Actually, I wonder if I... Whoa. What happened to KiCad? What just happened? Okay. I'll just updating from the schematic. Don't know why that's there. Right, I just want to get these traces in. So I need to, obviously I've got flash that needs to go on, that needs to get routed. That's 16 meg. I can use a different package, but it's actually the same size. Yeah, the P4 is a massive board. So this board is already taller just to be able to fit this in. This requires 2 crystals. There's just one there, and this requires about 30 passives. Plus I need to route it all. So I don't even know if this board's going to be long enough, if I'm going to be able to get all this together. Hey, Sid. So yeah, the P4 is a massive chip comparatively. And so I'm open to making the board longer if I have to. Let's just go back to the C61. So this is currently 24 tall. And my standard edge board size, yeah, it can only go on one side. Well, yeah, I'm only doing it one side. The standard length is 19. Oh, 005, 19. So an extra 5 millimeters, which I know is not a huge amount, but it means that it breaks compatibility with the carrier board. So I'd have to make an alternate layout of carrier board. So anyway, I need to route this, which we're going to start doing now. But I realized I didn't say hi to everyone in chat, so I apologize for that. Graham, good morning. Disc Maker, hello. Dutch Taurus, hi. Johnny, Mira Featherbender, Technubulus, hello. And Matt, Pro Engineer, hi. Beata, hello. Snoozy might still be on the train, might be at work, I don't know. Ian, hello. David Dessa, hi. Gustas, hello. Deshipu, hello. Is that everyone in chat? I think no, Sid, hi. I just said hi to Sid. You were the one who reminded me. And I think that is... No, Infamy, 4K, hello. If I missed anyone, I apologize. Okay, so I need to get this routed, and I need to squeeze in... Oh my god. Okay, I'm just going to route. I don't know how I'm going to do... So I've already gone to smaller vias for this. So that kind of sucks. Like I was experimenting with on the stream last week. Come on, KiCad. Just can't do it. It just does not want to do nice traces at all. Look. Very frustrating. I don't even know why I shoved that there. So I'm already using, so all these are 0.35 and 0.2. So I'm already gone up to the next cost for for Vires. I don't really have a choice, unfortunately. This is in Boogie Woogie. It's in let's piss Sion off in a live stream mode. Okay, can't get that through. Need more space. Oh, that reminds. Speaking of space, how's that for a really silly segue? Who asked me last week about if I'd seen Starfleet Academy? More I can't fit. Someone asked me if I'd seen it. Hey, Peter. How you doing? Yeah, I can't remember who it was. Was it you, Johnny? Oh, God. Can I get that through now? Yep. I can't get it past here. Great. I am getting really annoyed with this. Look at this. Come on. Okay, this is just infuriating. Look what it's doing with the traces. Okay. Anyway. Why is that? You didn't swallow your combat, did you? No, but I started watching it. And I don't get what all the fuss is about. I guess I don't really expect much from these type of shows anymore. So I haven't been disappointed because it's pretty much what I would expect, a show like this to be now. Yeah. Like people are raging against it big time. But I didn't really mind. I don't mind. A nudge feature. I don't know. It might. I'm sure there's plenty of features that KaiCat has that I really don't use or don't know about or whatever. Greg mentioned a few after the stream last week. Was it last week? Or the week before? I was disappointed because instead of Starfleet Legacy, they gave us this rubbish. Yeah, like I don't know. I lower my expectation and then I'm not disappointed, right? I don't know. And I think there's a lot of nostalgia about the original Star Trek, but if you go back and watch it now, I'm not talking about Next Gen or whatever else, it wasn't that great either. So, I don't know. It's entertaining. I don't care too much these days about whether it's true to Star Trek lore or whatever. It is what it is. It's Oh, see, look at this. Look what it just did. I know there's a cleanup feature, but still. But I don't know. I can't really leave this here anyway because I can't get this. I have to stick a cap here. No, there's no RF on the P4. You have to use a external module or chip, a C5 or C6 or whatever. You need to use a coprocessor for RF, but the P4 does have Ethernet. Well, yeah, it's got an Ethernet PHY. Hello, AJB. So I don't know how I'm going to get that in. Software dev hurts my brain. Yeah. So does routing. I feel like it's a huge amount of work. I feel like I need to grab all of this and move it to the right slightly. I can't rotate it. If I could make it square and not on an angle, not on a 45, that would help. But I can't get to the RF if I do that. And I can't have this. Maybe I need to put this up here and put the flash down here. But I don't think I can get 16 traces past. I've not even left a lot of space for ground in here. And these are 0.127 millimeter traces already. So I can't make them any smaller, really. Fine, Lego blocky, but bug fixing hurts. Lego blocky. Sounds cool. I can't get that out. I have to go around here. But I still can't. I can't get it out. Oh, really? This is. I should just bite the bullet and go 6 layers. That's not really going to help me. I can't get that out in here. Not enough room for a via there. Smaller crystal. Oh, I don't really want to buy new components. I've got reels of crystals. I could go 0201 components. No, it's not distracting me. I'll. So if I make this cap 0201. Whoa, why did that? Why is it not moving? Not moving. Vertical dude. Hi, first time tuning in live. Got the welcome. Got the message retracted. It's interesting. Wouldn't let me move it. I really don't want to get traces so close to the crystal. I definitely don't want them going over the crystal or under the crystal pins, but is Vertical Dude going to write back? Or was that it? If I bring I'm trying to move these away to see if I can make space. Oops, to I know this is ugly, but I want to see if I can make space to get this out here. I can maybe. I don't know. Maybe I scared him. Okay. You have to go smaller. Really? I might even throw all this away. I don't know. So that gives me no ability to still get this out. I still can't get this out. A typo for some tuning. Love this. No worries. Welcome. Glad you made it. So I should be able to. I just want to. If I can avoid going 0201, I want to do that. I don't want to use 0201 components if I can get away with it. Interestingly, I have no via, so none of that actually really helped me because I still can't get that out unless I go. I have to do this. Hang on. I'd have to do a naughty. Where's it going to get to? All the way over to here. Oh my god. Can't get a trace through there. Damn. I wish I had more space here. Oh god. I think I'm going to have to grab the flash and move it up. To something like that, maybe. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm pretty sure I just screwed the pooch. Look at these traces are getting disconnected from the wires. And what just happened then? Okay. Okay, I need to fix these first. I will reconnect everything and then I'll shift them. So the idea of moving it up was to give myself some more space. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship. Something, something. Yeah, I can't get that out now. Okay. I'm not even sure that's helped me much. I might have to make more space like this. So it's just a puzzle game. That's all this is. Puzzle, puzzle. Keep going till you get it to fit. And then you look at it and go, oh, that is the worst routed board ever. What? Who's using Fusion? Oh, right. Just started PCB design myself. Use Fusion 360. Cannot recommend. No. Unless you were already in the Fusion world and comfortable with hang on, with the ECAD stuff in it. Yeah, don't do your first boards in Fusion. So the whole point of moving it up was so I can do this. But I still can't squeeze through here. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. This is going to be naughty. If I do that, then I can it's all about clearing space. Gordon's alive. What? Who's Gordon? What? Darmok and Sion at HQ when the walls fall. What? AJ, what are you smoking? And can I have some? I can't. Can I get a via in there? And around? Maybe. So all of this was so I could do something naughty, which is use my ground plane. No, can't stick a via in there. I need more space. More. Power, Captain. V. I can get one there, but I want it shorter. I want the ground. It's just how easy it is to route in KiCad. I'm quite experienced. Who design electronics parts just comes some buggy. Is it still buggy? It was buggy for a long time. I deliberately avoided using. I early on because I was an Eagle user, so I tried to use Fusion, CAD, whatever we're calling it. I can't get through there. So if I can't get through there, I can't get a via in there. I can do that. That's ugly. But then I can do this. I'm surprised no one's raged at me yet to say just go 6 layers already. Not that 6 layers is going to solve everything, but it would, it would introduce a whole lot of other issues. See, why did KiCad make it do that?
Cian, Chad has disconnected.
Okay. And you're back. So all that was just to get get this in here. Oh, man. Existing ground plans, Captain Jean-Luc Picard says, make it so. Wagon loads, hello. I still can't get this. I've got a cap I can't get in here. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, and I've also got didn't fix these. It's ugly. 4 or 6 layers? Nah, just components on the other side. No, we don't go double-sided. We avoid double-sided. We don't like double-sided boards. Look, double-sided would be a solution. Sure, 8 layers. But, and this isn't being soldered down, right? So there's enough clearance to put components on the other side. But it adds more cost than the cost of going 6 layers. Like 6 layers is a one-off price I have to pay JLC to get the boards done, right? And once I've done it, I'm committed to it. But double-sided means forever I have manufacturing problems, right? So, think about it. If the board is double-sided, I can't hot plate it, or I can't rework it. And then I've got thermal issues to worry about. It's already a thin board. It's a 0.8mm board because it's got to fit in the M.2 slot. So it's already a thin board, which for 6 layers also might be, I don't know. Oh, you're taking comments seriously? Well, it's a valid comment. Like, there are plenty of people who go double-sided. There's stacks of double-sided boards out there now, right? So what am I designing? This is it's an ESP32 C61 version of my little Edge 3D M.2 module. So it's a C61 version. And the interesting thing is, if I was going to do the C5, right, which was my original plan, let me show you how much worse that would be. Thank you, macOS, for giving me back my toolbar. Let me show you just how bad that would be. Okay, there was my tiny C5. So that's a C5 chip, yeah? That's the C6. That's the C5. So look how much bigger that is. And how many more pins. And how the hell would I fit that? And 2 antennas coming out of it. Like, I can't even fit the C61. There's no way I can fit the C5. This would also need external flash. Well, if I went for the version that didn't have PSRAM, then I wouldn't need external flash, but it'd have no PSRAM, right? I'm staying out of that argument. Choose between routing traces and using wire jumpers for impossible routes. Huh? Wire jumpers? What do you mean? It's all routing traces. I don't understand the question, Wagon Loads. So yeah, I don't know how I can do a C5. Yeah, I'm a Mac user. I'm only a Mac user. I'm an anti-Windows user. Like, Windows 11 is just the worst thing that was ever invented. Anyway, so I can't even see my wires on the inside, to be able to access stuff. I can't even do that on the C5. So, nor can I do that on the P4. What about the form factor? What is this for? Okay, so this is, probably easier just to unexpectedmaker.com. Okay, so this is a variant of one of my products. So this is a board I released, can't remember when. So this is an ESP32 S3 board it's an M.2 B key connector on the bottom interface. It's not M.2 compatible, right? So you can't stick it into your computer as a peripheral, but it uses an M.2 interface. So it's a reusable board. So you don't have to solder headers to it. It's not like, well, let me just go back. Hold on. So like a very popular board of mine at the moment is the OMG S3, which is the smallest ESP32 board in the world. It really is. It's 25 by 10 millimeters. It's a module, right? It's got everything on it except for a USB intentional bodge wires to get a connection. Well, I can't do intentional bodge wires. These are products. It's not a one-off. that I'm doing for myself. This is a product, so I can't ship it with bodge wires. So the problem with like my OMG S3, although I'll tell you how people get around it, or my Nano S3, right, which is a module, is they're designed to go on a carrier board. So they're not designed to be, they're not reusable. You know, a board like my tiny S3, which do I have one in front of me? I do. Right, my tiny S3. It's got header pins. You can reuse it. You can solder header pins to it. You can stick it in something, and you can take it out and stick it whatever. But the limitation is less pins and whatever. So the whole idea with my Edge S3 was a high density pin count. If you look at the pin out, like it's got a lot of stuff broken out, way more than you can get on headers, like 0.1 inch headers. And it's reusable, so it's not like once you've soldered it to a board, that's it. It's stuck there. You can use it, and then you can take it out and use something, or you can change it to a different one. So I always plan to release different versions of this. It's an M.2 connector. It's B key. There's different types of M.2. So an M.2, like a normal, it's a, what you'd see an NVMe drive or add-on card type connector. But it's not compatible with your computer. It's just an interface. But, so if you, hang on. I need to set up, that's switching. So this is carrier board that I sell, but it's just a breakout board. I've got the design files for this KiCad online, but that's the connector there. So if I do this, so it shows you. So that's with the Edge S3 in the board, right? You see there? So you can put it in, and you can use it and you can take it out. It's M.2, but with a custom pin out. Exactly. So I wanted to have a range of these Edge boards. So an Edge S3, an Edge C61, it was going to be C6 at the time, an Edge P4. Think about an ESP32 P4 board that, it's reusable. So the idea is these are all interchangeable from a connector point of view, but obviously your firmware has to change. Thank you. But this is a complete microcontroller. That's the difference, right? So other than a USB connector and I guess some buttons, right? Everything is on here. So you've got, 3.3 volt regulator, you've got battery charging, you've got a fuel gauge, you've got, it's a complete microcontroller solution. You just have to supply a way of flashing it, really. You only need a USB connector if you want either serial out or an Edge 64. Oh, I'd love that. Or if you wanted a permanent way to flash it. Hey, Mad Checky, how you doing? So all of my boards, like even, the Nano S3 and my OMG S3, they're not like an expressive module where it's just the chip with, flash and an antenna, but you have to provide everything else. These are complete solutions. You just have to provide a USB connector. Like I break out D plus and D minus, all right, up top here. All right, I break out D plus, D minus, 5 volts in. This hasn't got 3 volts out, or you can do 5 volts in. It's got battery. And it's a complete solution on the board. And whoever said you got lots of them now, I've got lots of, too many dev boards now. But I've retired a few. All my S2 boards have retired. Well, actually, no. I've still got stock of tiny S2, but they're almost run out. Anyone hear that? someone decided to take a hammer drill and start drilling next door. So anyway, I wanted to do a range of these edge boards to see if I could do a range of them. To be honest, they don't sell very well because they're a pretty unique niche thing. Hello, Mallow. I don't understand if it's between a simple Tiny Pico or a Pro S3 tinkering, and they can simply solder on and finish the project. Because some people like reusability and changeability, right? But yeah, it's a weird product. Like I've sold a few, but they're it's definitely my least selling board because they've got unique use cases and it's not a certified solution. So it's not like people can just stick it in a commercial product and ship it. It can be certified. And look, if someone came to me and said, look, I want to buy a whole bunch of these, but I want them certified, I'd absolutely talk to them about it. No problem. But it's one of those things where I'm never going to sell enough of them to certify them for the off chance that someone might want to use one in a commercial product, right? But where the cost would go up so dramatically. Like certification for this would cost about $12,000 US. Well, that's, if I sold 12,000 of these boards, that would add $1 to the cost for every board. So the price is going to go up $1 or $2, right? If the cost goes up $1, the selling price goes up 2 or 2.5 times. So yeah, it's like it adds a lot of cost for people that don't necessarily need them certified. But anyway, I wanted to see if I can even solve this. Like for me, it's it's as much a can I do it as anything else. But to actually really see if I can solve this, I need to move this whole entire thing over. I mean, this is almost routed except for this cap, which I can't not have that cap there. That's an ADC. That's the ADC connection pin. I believe. Sometimes it doesn't highlight the pin. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, this has to have a cap. It really needs 2 caps on it. We could probably make my inner ground here a bit smaller, but I might be able to make it smaller after to get the wires in. Close to where the cap is. Yeah, it doesn't because I haven't broken it out yet. I need to get that all the way up to here. That's the resistor on the RF switch. The switch is between the onboard antenna and the external antenna. I got to redo that. I got to lay out the whole RF still. I feel like I want to move this over. I can't really move it enough to get a cap in there though. I'm just thinking out loud. If this was down here, if the flash was down here, let's say the flash was here, and I could move the chip okay, now I'm going to save a copy of this. I'm about to destroy it. Broken. Okay. I'm going to open the broken one. I'm going to make a mess of it. Okay. That's interesting. Why is it all locked? That was weird. Okay. So this is the broken file. Okay, I'm going to move that away. Move that away. I'm going to move that. I'm just going to turn off these layers just for the moment, right? So if the flash was there, then I could, so this was there, I could probably get that to maybe there. And that won't fit. I can't get the IO expander in. I mean, I could use, yeah, I can't, and I'm not going to be able to route 16 IO down here. So that's not going to help me. Although if this was, this would end up being down here. So maybe that would be there. I still can't really fit that in. Maybe something like that would work, but that's a massive redo. It's really a massive redo, and I don't know. I'll probably end up with the same spot if we rotated the big chip counter. I can't rotate the big chip. It has to be in that orientation. If it's in this orientation, then I can't access the flash. And if it's in that orientation, I can't get the antenna out. The antenna's down here. So I can't get the antenna out. So I'm limited to that. Okay, another option is, so what's that? 2.215. Great. All the odd ones. Okay. I could probably save a bit of space on this side if I dropped my components down to some of them, the ones I've got in stock, down to 0201. I could probably save enough space that I could get this, forgetting about those, whatever. Go away. Go away. I could probably get those to sit there, giving me that possibly extra space to get this cap in. I'm speculating. I'm guessing. It's like no idea. I've got no idea. But I could maybe get, but I don't know where I'd get a via to 3.3. Again, that's a complete reroute just to move all that stuff, and I don't want to go 0201 if I can avoid it. So going 0201 introduces design for manufacture problems, right? It's not a pick and place issue. Obviously, my machine can can pick and place all the way down to 01, 005. The issue is the smaller the components, the stricter the pasting needs to be, the less forgiveness I have for temperature on the paste and viscosity on the paste. You know what I mean? Like it becomes, I'll end up with more manufacturing defects. Hey, Quindor, tombstones. Like you get more tombstones on an 021 component than you do on the smaller the component, the less it weighs, the more chance it's going to tombstone. So, you end up with more rework or fixing of boards. So you solve a layout problem and introduce a manufacturing problem or down the line. So it's, I've had the Juki for almost rework on 0201 or because of 0201 it's just annoying, right? I mean, I've got my nano tweezers and whatever, but I've had the Juki for a year and a half, almost 2 years. I don't know how long I've had it for now. Over a year and a half, past a year and a half. And I've had 0201 components sitting here for 2 years, reels of components that I've never opened. It's I've made myself. I'm going to just close that. Go away. I've made myself stay away from it on purpose because it just introduces too many problems. I mean, I could do the unthinkable, right? And I could actually make this, put on a 155 angle. Would that trigger everybody if the chip wasn't 45 or 90? If it was an odd shape like that? I think that would trigger people big time. Okay, so another option. Hang on. So the other thing is I've already got components, right? So I'd prefer to be using components I have and not have to source new components for this. But I'm not signed in. Doesn't matter. I want, what do I want? Let me start off by, so this is 8 megabytes of flash and it's a 5x6 package, 5x6 millimeters, which I know it doesn't look it. But it looks massive, but this board's really small, right? The board's that big. So, it's deceiving, but if I, really? What did I copy? I want this. I want the name. Oh, they've gone up in price. Shit. Wait. They're not even the right ones. What do you mean you don't have any? Wow, they've got. Why has flash gone up in price so much? See, I'd have to go for something like this. Oh, wait, that's not 3.3 volts. Okay, so hang on. Let's just pick one. It doesn't matter. 4x4. 4x4, but look at the price. Way too expensive, but a 4x4 package. I've never seen that before. 4x4. How big would 4x4 be? Let's see if there's a footprint for it. Say it's because of the raw material price for gold and silver going up. Also, fab time. China approaching. Yeah, they up prices in anticipation of. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Wonderful. So I've already got flash here, which I would be using my existing flash. Wait. See, that's the price it should be, by the way. No footprint for it. Okay. A 4x4. So what would a 4x4 be? Hang on. What does the data sheet say? Still, what? Is there an LCSC footprint? Yeah, but in what format is it? Is it 8x6? Where's a 4x4? That must, I think this picture's wrong. That must be a BGA. It says Exxon 8 4x4. You don't solder M.2 headers by hand. Well, you can, but yeah, no, you don't want to do that. The pitch on them is very fine. I'm triggered by the fact you think it matters 45 degree. What? Install the Impart GUI. Impart GUI add-on for KiCad. Impart GUI. What does that do? Impart GUI, import library files from Octopart. What? Snap EDA easy. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, Snap EDA. What? Is this, what are the footprints for Easy EDA like, though? Like, I don't, I just wanted to look at the reference. I don't ever trust. And all the symbols end up being the same. Close. So how does it work? Oh, okay. LCSC part number. So what do? I do that, auto background import, override existing lib, auto KiCad setting. What do these do? Library save location. I don't trust it. Where's my new folder option? They've got no new folder option. Okay, anyway, manual import. Oh, well, it's going. Right. I think I clicked it twice by accident. So, easy EDA, pretty. Okay. Wow. This is, so how would you do Snap EDA then? Or is this only for LCD? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So if I go add, of course, I need to add the footprint. EZEDA. I feel terrible even just suggesting. Even writing that EZEDA here. Add EZEDA. Okay. So look at that. That's bigger. That's not right. That's not 4x4. That is not a 4x4 footprint. That's a 5x4. It's the same as what I've got now. So that's not even real. This is EP. Oh, EP 4x4. Oh my god. The center is 4x4. The EP is 4x4. They don't specify how big the chip is. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? That was it. Thank you for showing me about the library. That's pretty cool. The plugin. But yeah, that's frustrating. Okay, so let's get back to here. This is what I was going to do originally. So I want where's what? What? Where's all the rest of the where this all oh my god. What's going on with their website? And why is it showing me? Okay. This is frustrating. QSPI, voltage supply. Any of those will do. Prefer 64 megabit. Why have I only got 80? Interesting. They don't have any 64 megabit at 133. In stock, none. Nothing. Clear. In stock. Right, the issue is the QSPI. Right, now they've got lots. So it didn't like... So a lot of stuff in LCSC isn't marked properly. So chips that are QSPI, they don't mark them as QSPI, which is really frustrating. So therefore they don't appear where they're supposed to. Okay. We've got 26. And none of them are smaller than the package I'm using right now. So I'm using a 5x6, no, a 4x5. And Yeah. So nothing. Did you change the face? It looks better. Yes. Yes, it is a new camera, and it is blurring the background a little bit using a bokeh. So I meant to say at the start of the stream what it was, but it is okay. That's the HDR kicking in when I load the controller app. So I bought an Insta 360 Pro version 2. I always wanted one. So let me just move that over here. So I haven't done anything with it right now. Like you can see, it's whatever, but I can do this. And now it can follow me around. I didn't want to. I thought that might be jarring for people at the start, especially as I move around like this. I didn't want it. Whatever. So you can make it do things. So you can go. Zoom in. Hello. Zoom out. So there are hand gestures I can do, right? But I can also just, if I tell it to stop. I said, tell it to stop. Thank you. You can see it flashing in front of me. I can lock it. Then I can, oh, wait. It was already stopped. But I'm also controlling the dashboard, right? I'm doing this just manually now, and I can move it around. I can do whatever. But now my desk is an absolute pigsty. But one of the reasons I got it, and I thought it'd be really cool, but I haven't got a chance to set it up yet, is it has desk view mode. So if I click desk view, it's looking at my lap. But it's not quite looking where I want it to right now. That's what I'm saying. I haven't had a chance to set it up yet. The idea is that I can do stuff in front of me, but that's not in the right position, so I don't know why. And every time I switch, the HDR goes full blurry, and then it comes back out. Yeah, anyway, and it's got it. I'm not using it at 4K right now. And I'm also using it as a virtual camera. If I put it just into normal mode, which might take. Okay, I'm now in normal, not in virtual camera mode. Just turned OnlyFans. But now I'm now running at 60 frames a second, and it's actually faster. But I've lost the blurry, I believe, in the background. Yeah, I've lost all my settings, so it doesn't do camera control now. I can still make it follow me and stuff, but what? Can you make program target? Yes, so you can save a whole bunch of presets and whatever. So this is actually a better mode. This is faster, and oops, I didn't mean to do that. Just captured my hand again. Okay, anyway, so it's a new camera and new microphone. Hello, Kev Spark, Yok. And the microphone's interesting because it's got lots of different modes. So, let me just switch to here. So it's their control software. So right now it's just in standard mode, but you can put it into wide mode where it's for multiple people talking, and it tracks. It's got an array, microphone array, and it tracks where the people are talking from, and so isolates, which is pretty cool. Standard right now, it tracks 360 just for a single person. But there's also focus mode. So if I put it in focus, for noisy environments, it isolates just audio, just voice. I don't know how that sounds right now because I can only hear myself. What? Who's going to restart? Mr. England is late. Anyway, it's got some really cool features. They're the gestures.
Intermit tech says yeah, it sounds slightly processed.
When it was on the noise one, yeah, it'll sound processed. And then you can, I can set up all backgrounds and crazy shit with it. And I can put makeup on. Ready for this one? Let's put makeup on not on my main camera, just on the desktop capture. Intensity. Let's go all the way up to my makeup. There we go. I've got lipstick on. Coral. Woo. Anyway, pretty stupid. Sorry. I can beautify myself. But, you can do things like different backgrounds. So I had the bokeh before. There we go. But to see that, I need to be on virtual camera, which is slower. Anyway, it's let me just reset all that. Put that back to there. That was on 15. And close that. Anyway, so yes, that's my camera. It's pretty cool, and you can detach it. It sits on a magnetic base. You can turn myself into an Android. So I was curious to see whether, if the USB cable is quite long, if I could get one of these onto my soldering area that I can also pan tilt control, would be pretty cool. And I can switch between them. But anyway, they're very expensive. I wanted to get one of the. I wanted a was it PT pitch tilt whatever they're called. I wanted a camera like that for a long time. But it wasn't until I saw this new updated version that I thought it would be pretty cool. But that desk view thing, for some reason, isn't working properly for me. Get some active 5-10 minutes. PTZ, thank you, pan tilt zoom. But I can put this into manual mode as well. So right now it's in manual. So I could do this. But I went too far. But you can see at the bottom of that picture, you can see the black. That's the bottom of the base. So if I could program, if I can move it magnetically forward, maybe, no, not enough. If I could program the position of it, then I could actually program it this position, and I could do like desktop with it, right? I could be doing things, and I'm assuming that I could. Hang on, let me see if I can save this position. Taking a break, back soon, yeah. So I can zoom it, and I can do that. And can I save it? It keeps the autofocus is a problem. I need to image anti-flicker, autofocus off. Okay, now I can manually focus it. There we go. So it's kind of like a desk view, and now I can update preset, rename preset, disk. So now I can do this. I can switch between that, hey everyone, and that, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Hello, Mad Labs. You're still nerding out. Yes, nerding out. So I can set up a whole bunch of presets. So see, I could have been showing this here. I wonder how close I can zoom. View. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's as far as I can zoom. The picture's not quite good enough now to see detail, I don't think. What about red? And it's a bit dull. Amazing time to be alive. This is the new so Link 2 Pro by Insta360. This one, hang on. Oh, that doesn't work. So it's pretty cool. It's about $500, but you know they're never coming down in price, and it was a pretty massive upgrade. So is it still in makeup mode? It hasn't been in makeup mode. My OBS view is not the same as what was in the other thing. I need to at least I can center myself now, which I couldn't do before. Before I had to grab my monitor and move my monitor because I was using my webcam on my monitor. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. So, but that all said, back to here. Keeps doing that. I keep hitting a keyboard shortcut key. I don't know what key, what combination key, and OBS keeps switching its view. There's no PCB mode. No, there's just makeup mode. I mean, I could. Gonna crack the shits. I could move that over. I still can't get. Maybe I can. Okay, hang on. I actually can't stream for much longer, folks. I have some production stuff I need to do this morning, and I have a client coming in, and I have to ship a bunch of things today. So this is getting the chip pretty close to the edge, except I need to stop those. Okay. The question is, will that be enough? Go away. Okay. What's it touching? Why won't that let me? Oh, maybe that one. Okay. That was a whoops. Okay, and no, D. Oh my gosh. There's still not really enough room. I mean, that is not great at all. Ah. Was there ever a girl? What? Just wondering, was there ever a girl here? Vertical dude, what are we talking about? No, it's a gimbal, Magtiki. It's a, that's not good. Move the what? Johnny's done working for the week. It's only Wednesday, it's only Tuesday for you. Trev asks on Discord, any of the boards except 12-volt supply? Nope. 5-volt max. Okay. Oh, you asked about in chat? We occasionally have some, I'll say girls is not right, have some females, women in chat. But yeah, not as, but why move them though? What, that doesn't help me. I don't want this chip far away. The whole, like, a decoupling cap has to be close. So, and I've got no place to stick a wire anyway, but yeah, these are irrelevant. I need this as close to the pin as possible. Ladies. Well, I don't know what's appropriate words anymore. In English, you can get a sock that runs a 12-volt with a GPU. What? What? Sheila's. Yeah, just too easy to offend people these days. But let's not turn this into a chat about that, okay? Bloody. So it does that, and then you end up with no connection to the wire because it. Oh, why does it do that? Why does it have to leave this extra bit of mess in there? Aussie term, yes, Sheila's. Moved a little, you would have room between them and the RAM for the cap. I don't want the cap up there. The cap is for the C6. I need the cap here. That's where it's supposed to be. That's already too far away from the chip. Up here is way too far away from the chip. It's a decoupling cap. It needs to be near the chip. So, yeah. Dun, dun, dun. And that, I hate that. That is ugly. But at least that's close-ish to the pin. I'm not going to be able to squeeze one in here anywhere. Yeah. At this point, so if I did 6 layers, what it means is I can free up trace space. So all of these blue traces here that take up so much real estate, I could have traces sitting on, occupying the same space, which would give me more clearance. See, I really dislike how SQUiXL does shit like this now. Like, I really, really dislike it. It never did this with the 8 series. It just leaves random bits. Like, I wasn't even do anything with that. Like, I would have moved the trace somewhere else entirely, and then on that corner, it just would have added that itself. I've cleaned up a lot of them, but yeah. I'm not convinced. See, look at this here. One second, folks. So I'm just replying to someone in Discord. I apologize. Yeah, so someone asked a question in the hardware channel, help channel. And someone replied, posting a whole bunch of competitors' products, which is fine, but it's not in the right channel, not in the right place. It's a anyway. Even a few traces would give you some extra room. Yeah, but if I went 6 layers, I wouldn't do a few traces like that. That's a waste of 6 layers. I'd reroute the whole board to use 6 layers. Yeah. So I couldn't even do this double-sided. Like, I couldn't even flip that and put it on the back because I've got no place to stick it, right?
Cian, Chad has disconnected.
Okay, then reconnect. I've got no place to put it because of these traces. Live discording. So yeah, it wouldn't even help me. Double side in this case wouldn't help. Because I still couldn't break. I still would need this to a via and another via. I need ground vias around it, which I don't have right here, and I'd need a 3v3 via for it. So, like even here, I don't have a way of getting 3.3 volts to it. And I've got, this ground here, but there's no real, that would be the only decoupling, right? Between those two. Which is a problem because it's not even lined up. Something like that. So I'm just cleaning up this in Discord. I don't mind people helping, but yeah. Okay. More and more like Altium. Hello, Live UFPV. No, it doesn't look like Altium at all. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. Being stuck jumping in Altium for client work, which is super frustrating for me. Yeah, I think they're quite different, and I'm glad. I'm not a fan of Altium and its layout process and its UI. And anyway, okay. So I can't really get this going. It may be another option if it's freaking snapping. If I move that there, and if I move this back, probably too much. Did not want KiCad to redo that. Thank you very much. That's probably a better position for the cap, but not for the pin. No, that's probably right on the corner there. Pretty sure the chip isn't that big. Maybe it is. Yeah, okay. So that's going to clip the edge. The reason why you can't run blue traces under the part with the big corner pads. Under the part with the big corner pads. What? Under the part with the big corner pads that is to the right of the big chip. Under the part. You mean here? So to the right? Okay, let me try it again. Blue under the part with the big corner pads. What's the part with the big corner pads? Right edge of screen. You mean that there? You're talking about this? If you're talking about this, that's the crystal. You don't want to be running signal through a crystal. It'll oscillate. You'll get oscillation through your I/O, and you'll get interference on the crystal from the I/O. Like this here, that's the reset line. That's being held. But these two here, that's already an absolute no-no for me. Right? Even though there's 2 layers in between, that's a no-no sitting those underneath the crystal. But I don't have a choice right now. I want to position the cap over and move the wires below a bit to the bottom. What? Position the cap over SPIQ. What? Yes. How would I position it where over? Sorry, how would I get this down here? Where does it fit? Oh, I got traces there. Yes, it's the SQUiXL. Yeah, there's no room there. And if I didn't have, so if I had 6 layers, right, then these traces here, those traces there could be sitting underneath the ones next to it, which means I could free up this space inside here. So if that and that wasn't there, right, then I could have, if this was on a different layer, right, these could be here, and I would have no top layer traces, and then this could sit, you know, because I wouldn't have traces there. Yeah, what about pin? I know pin 22 vertical, so I don't understand. What? Cap over? What do you mean over? Pin 22. There's a chip there. That's a chip. How can I put a cap on the chip? I don't understand. There's a chip there. Hot glue. Yeah. Anyway. This is one of those choose your own adventures that's not going to get solved today. I'd have to move all this over. But like, it's not going to be over enough. Okay, you need to go away. It's not really going to help. Vertical daughterboard. Yep. Time to put components on the sides, off the edge of the board. We can do that. I can squeeze that in there now. That's pretty maybe cool. I don't know. Here that. I could maybe move those over. Although that is a problem. Shouldn't even be under the caps either. I could probably move the chip over. But it wouldn't be enough. So like all of that there, all I did was moved it 0.6 of a millimeter. Tombstone all the parts. 0.6 of a millimeter is not going to give me enough room, enough clearance. Um, Bloody hell. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I need to somehow like move all of this up. What a mess. I don't know how I'm going to get okay. Go away. Oh yeah. Uh, Struggling. Okay. Okay. Does not like that. Why aren't they joined together? Vetted SPI. Oh, is it changed? Must have touched another trace with it. Okay. Great. Now I don't have enough room. Assuming I can get that through there. Oh, come on. Bloody hell. Okay. Then still don't have enough room here. Still don't have enough room. Maybe for a little one. No, you can't. I can't put vias on the pads of 0402 components. They will not solder properly. They will tombstone. That's absolutely a bad idea, wagon loads. I need this thing to be manufacturable. Um, as I said at the start, I dug myself a hole with the size of the board. Not that I can't really make the board wider, but how they do what? You can put vias in pads, but you look at the size of this via, and that's a tiny via, tiny, and the size of that pad. You can do it. I just don't want the manufacturing issues with it. It's not about what's the smallest. It's the ramifications Right, you'd have to you fill it, right? But I fill vias on most of my boards anyway. Well, I do epoxy filling on those pads. You'd have to do what's it called? The next one up where it's conductive. You'd have to do conductive fills, not just epoxy, which is more expensive again. So yeah, I mean you can do it. Oh boy. Okay. Well, 2 hours, and I still have that I haven't routed yet. I'm gonna have to do some nasty layer hopping. Actually, that's not even letting me. Not letting me stick a vi there anyway. Oh, because I've got the wrong vi size selected. There you go. So I'm gonna have to layer hop this through a naughty bit again. I need to get it up to there. Wow. How am I going to? Yeah, that's not good for the ground plane. That's the ground layer. Again, it would be nice if I had 6 layers. Buried, not going buried. So I can't have this go through the RF. As I said, this is not laid out right now. That's pretty nasty. I need it to be, yeah. Don't really have a choice there. Actually, don't have a fill on this layer right now. Oh, I do actually. So this is a 3.3 area, which needs to be expanded a bit. But so I'm chopping into it, which is not great, but it's still fairly solid. But I don't like doing that. But I don't have much of a choice at the moment. Ooh. Shouldn't be there. Anyway. I think that's where we're going to stop. Oh, it just says John joins. Hello, John. I hope you're well. Happy Australia Day, by the way, to all the Aussies here. Yeah. Okay, I am going to. I have to stop. I have the line to run. I have bags and bags and bags of stuff to package up to send out in orders. I need to book in 2 courier pickups, FedEx and DHL. And yeah, and I have a client coming in soon. So, thanks everyone. I'm sorry I didn't get a result on this. I'll keep at it. I really want to get this done, and I really want to move on to the P4 version. So, I'll keep going, and if I whoops on those machines, crack the whips. No, I got to talk nicely to it. So please make me nice boards. Yeah, no cracking whips. this is the future. Where's all the wireless passives at? Oh, that'd be awesome. Wireless caps. Yeah. Oh my god, it did it again. What key is that I just hit? I'll have to clear it in OBS. It's really frustrating. Okay. Anyway, bye everyone. Have a great week. Wait. I also have to make this today, and this arrived. But, wait. I did remember to take the plate out for it. I have to be careful how I hold it. I got to cover some words. Here we go. Look. That's the test board that I was doing a couple of weeks ago. They're finally here. So I have to assemble one of these. I'm going to actually pick and place a bunch of it because I can't be bothered. A bit hard to see from that angle. There's stacks of passives. Stacks. Yeah, sorry, I have to cover the branding that went on there. Thought it was the steak knives. Anyway, and I hope this works, and I got a lot of Pi code I need to write. Okay, anyway. Ciao. Whoa, that was bizarre. Ciao, everyone. A flock of USB connectors. Just 3. And lots of these. Lots of these headers. Oh, that's really cool. And if I cover my face, it works really well. Anyway, okay. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. I'll catch you all next week.